I think I'm probably speaking for everybody here. You're looking at a collage of class clowns. People that the teachers always said, you are never going to amount to anything until you can learn how to be quiet and learn what you're told. But so what we did was we kind of went to Hollywood where they pay you to be that. And, you know, the moral of the story is be true to your heart.
Awesome. We should do an entire panel where each celebrity names the teacher that said, you will never amount to anything.
Mrs. Windler.
The name of my biography is Please Don't Shush Me. That's what it was all my life.
Mrs. Mouton.
Yeah.
Mine is I never voiced porn.
And Mouton is French for sheep, so she is Mrs. Sheep.
Can you get over one?
Supposedly that's where Leonard Skinner gets their name from. That was a gym teacher who said they'd never be anything.
Right, that's where it came from.
He never forgot that.
Hi, my name's Andrew Alonso. I got a question for Hal. I want to know, what was it like to actually be the Predator in Predator 2?
Well, I don't know what. Actually, I'll tell you, it was grueling. I did 9 8-hour days, and I ate carobs and cashews and raisins because you have to keep the phlegm up. You know, it's interesting that there was one scene in Predator 2 where Danny Glover cuts my arm off as the Predator, and I break into this bathroom and I'm breaking up all these things and I'm going to cauterize the wound. Well, they said, you know, how many different kinds of emotion can you put into excruciating pain? Now it's really excruciating. Now this time it hurts different. So what they did was they brought in a 340-pound German boxer who stood beside me on a 44BX RCA microphone, and I'm on a RCA or Sennheiser 416, which is a boom mic, and I'm on one side going, and he's on the other side going, and why they didn't just have us do it separately and then blend them in post, I don't know, but at any rate, it gave me thicker thighs.
Hey, here's a question for the alien duo from Invader Zim. What was it like working in Invader Zim to actually act as a alien that hated humans and annoying?
It wasn't hard to hate humans. I come by it naturally.
Drew doesn't know he's annoying. He loves just everything. Except if you take it away from him, then he's sad.
Is it supposed to be stupid? It's not stupid. It's advanced. Yeah, it was great.
I got to work with Richard. It was fun.
I got to work with Ricky. It was even more fun for him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yo, my name is Brandon. I have a question for all 5 of you.
Hello, Brandon. Yo.
What?
Hello. I have a question for all 5 of you. What's your most regretted work?
Regretted?
Yes.
Well, since we all want to work again, we hesitate to answer that.
Oh, I'll take that one.
All right.
Go for it now.
I was all 5 of the Ghoulies in Ghoulies 2. Thank you.
And you have no interest in being in Ghoulies 3.
I don't think they'll ever get the pass to go past Ghoulies 2. But that's one of those things where in Ghoulies, I was all the monsters, and then they all kind of evolve into this great big monster. And so they said, okay, I want you to do this scream now. And that's when they go, you hear the beep, 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 4th beat silent, you start. And the guy goes, this is in old tape days. And he goes, oh, I slipped out of record. Can we do that again? And the answer was, yeah, but it won't be the same. But I'm sorry, please, 4 other people are up here.
Okay, I'll tell you mine. I also do Walla work. Do you guys know what that is, Walla? It's when you're the background voices of movies. You're sort of like a team of people, and you do all the background voices. Well, I was working on one movie called Bam Bam and Celeste with Margaret Cho and Jane Lynch and a bunch of people. But what I did not know is that there is one scene where Margaret Cho plays Celeste, and I'm going to keep it G-rated, and her friend plays Bam Bam, and I guess the friend hooks up with someone and they're in the same motel room together. So he goes into the bathroom, with the person he hooked up with, and Margaret Cho is listening and has her ears covered. And little did I know, when I was with the other 5 actors, they said, okay, now who's going to do that scene? And they all stepped back because they had pre-planned that I would do this scene. So that is one of my, okay. So if you listen to that movie, you'll hear me grunting and groaning, to put it nicely.
Mine is, God, I'm almost ashamed to say this. It was a Japanese movie called Gaiju the Great. And, what, none of you have heard of it?
I guess it wasn't that great.
Heard of the great.
Gaiju the average.
And I had to, and I was...
Gaiju the
Or meh.
meh.
Yeah. Gaiju the meh.
Gaiju the unheard of.
But anyway, it was a Japanese movie that I worked on to dubbing, and it was an excruciating experience because they wanted us to sound American but sort of Asian, and I was afraid I was insulting the Asian population because I kept going, "Run! It's a Gaiju the Great!" And I still feel badly about it. So please, if you ever do run across it on cable or on Netflix, don't watch it. Okay.
Gaiju the at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yes. Gaiju the not ready for prime time.
Yes, mine was Zatch Bell as Concho May. That was a really hard voice, and I only did it for a year because it was just wrecking my voice because I was doing Zim, and by that point, every single script Zim read. Page 1, Zim says, "Ah!" Page 2, "Grr!" Page 3, "Ah!"
Were you also doing Billy too at the same
and
time?
Billy at the same time. So that was on top of it that made me just go, okay. So Zatch Bell was, as Concha May, was probably my regret.
I can't think of anything that I didn't like doing as far as voiceover, but I was in the movie Argo, and all you can see is my hair. So I regret that.
His hair is so conceited.
I have an
now.
Oscar for my hair then.
His hair walks around going, "I'm an Oscar winner."
Look at how it's standing up.
Yeah.
It's so proud.
I know.
Can I get your hair's autograph?
So I regret. I filmed 4 days on that, and they beat me up. It was in the beginning, and I got beaten up over and over again. We did 14 takes of me getting beaten up, and then all you can see is my hair getting beaten up.
I liked rehearsing that scene with him.
Yeah. You would just watch from the bushes.
I just punch you in the neck.
What? A little lady?
Who are you?
Oh, you're scared. She doesn't know now.
Carson.
Who are you?
Hi, Carson.
Who are you?
Carson.
Who are you?
Carson.
Okay, what do you want? No, you're not.
I have a
Who are you?
I have a question for Miss Piggy. What's the funniest line you had to say in one of the Muppet movies?
Well, I'm so happy you chose me. It's not what you say, it's when you put it back in here that makes it all that much more. Probably, moi? You're so sweet, kissy kissy. I love you, Carson.
Hello.
Hello.
What is your name?
Me, Jasmine.
You, Jasmine.
Yes. I actually have 2 questions. One.
Start with the second one.
Oh, now she's confused.
Fooled you, didn't I?
Did you have to go on Disney Channel and be Miss Piggy?
Did you have to?
They forced me. I didn't want to, but then, yeah, I did.
Made him.
And
It was money. That's what made me do it.
and then the first question was this one is for all of you. What was in all of your work? What's the worst thing what's the worst mistake that you ever made?
I wet myself while recording. That was a horrible mistake. That was bad. Very bad.
You mean in voice acting?
I don't recommend it.
What you mean in voice acting?
You mean in voice acting, right? Yeah. Worst mistake.
Did we make any mistakes?
Well, I accidentally stabbed a guy.
You know, the hard part is if you make mistakes, you don't get invited back. So,
Well, or if you make mistakes, they do what they call a retake, and you get to do it again. So you don't really think about the mistakes all that much.
Yeah.
I accidentally punched a guy in the neck. That was a mistake.
On a video game, I forgot.
Giggle?
Yes. On a video game, I forgot that when you put the headphones on, the wire goes on the left side.
That's a dumb mistake.
I know, it was stupid. They laughed at me.
That is the worst mistake.
I was embarrassed.
Well, it wasn't for me. It wasn't voice acting, but I was in a movie where I had to drive forward, and then the director goes, "Action!" and I had it in reverse. I didn't crash into anything, thank God. But it.
And I'm gonna comment on that. You know those little cars that little kids drive?
Yeah.
There's this kid down the street, and I was in one of those driving for him.
Yes.
And I thought I put it in reverse, but then I ran into the garage.
Oh, so you and I are.
Did you go to jail?
How long did you serve?
well, you two should get the same driving instructor.
I served a minute in timeout.
Were you drunk?
Listen, it's not comfortable in the corner, I know.
Yeah, they gave me 10 minutes in timeout.
Boo-hoo.
I know.
I know, right? 10
Right?
minutes.
Hello.
Wow. We've spent
But she only had a
days.
minute.
You gotta lay off the lemonade.
We like your hat.
No question.
Hey, she's
He takes the
Today!
It's me, the guy, the picture.
Yes, I remember the guy with the picture. I remember, yes.
Yes, of course. While working on Billy and Mandy, what was it like working with the lovely Grey Delisle?
Like this. How's it going, Mandy?
Seriously?
No, seriously, it was like this. Hey, what's going on, Gray? Great, let's record.
Oh, okay.
It was awesome. I love Gray. She's a lovely lady and one of my dearest friends.
Okay, can you say destroy us all again?
Destroy us all again.
Oh, okay.
Destroy us all!
There you go, that, yeah. Thanks, Richard, you're great.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello?
No.
My question is for Zim and Gur.
Yes?
You got something all over your face.
Yeah!
It's paint.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What do you want?
Okay.
Make your noise tube talk.
Did you try to eat a cake?
Make sound.
My question is, are you both aware of what an impact the show Invader Zim had on people who felt different and like they didn't belong?
No.
Now get out of here. You don't belong here.
Not unless I come to a convention and they tell me.
Yes,
It's very
yes,
sweet
we
of you,
did.
though.
And don't go away. Don't go away unless you're crying. Okay, all right.
Hi.
Hello.
So this question is for all of you. I'm just curious if you guys have any like fictional crushes at the moment, or if not current, then what was your first? And can you give a reason why you like this person or an it? Yeah, it could be an it, an item in an anime or something.
You mean like a
This
character?
sounds a strangely fetish question you are asking us. Mine was a shoe.
Mine was a payphone, but you can't find them on corners anymore.
Yeah. Oh, you can if you drive around late at
If
night.
you go to the bad neighborhoods, you can find them.
Hey, you! I got 10 cents. 10 cents.
If you use the quarter slots,
Quarter,
better.
yeah.
I still have Herman Munster dreams where we go fishing.
You know who was kind of hot? Lily Munster.
Lily was hot. Yeah.
Lily was kind of hot.
Yeah.
I have to say, Linda Carter, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know, I tuned in faithfully.
I dream of Jeannie when she finally showed the belly button.
I had a crush on Judy in Lost in Space. You know, the blonde daughter. And I always was like, how come they're showing Penny? I wanted to show Judy.
Mine was Ann B. Davis as Alice. Yeah.
Ooh, she was hot.
I don't know. I like Barbara Feldon, Agent 99 from Get Smart. Yeah. And Ricky, you like the Mach 5 from Speed Racer.
I do. That is a beautiful machine.
That's a great car.
That is a beautiful, beautiful machine.
It's a very sleek machine with supple pouting headlights.
It has nice fender bumps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, really, Fred
And
Gwynn.
I hope that answers your question.
You know what? The thing is that the homing pigeon device is obsolete now. He's like, Speed, why are you still using that? You have a phone. You have a Bluetooth. No, send the homing pigeon.
He's all, check it out, the razor blades.
What about you? Do you have a crush on anybody?
Yeah.
I've had many.
Who's your current crush?
Oh my god. It's Rock Lee from Naruto. So before that, it was Beast Boy from Teen Titans. I have this thing with green, guys in green.
So were you into Green Lantern as well?
No, I wasn't into those.
Sorry, Ryan Reynolds.
No. Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
Aren't these
What about Kermit the Frog? He's pretty green.
These relationships seem very one-dimensional.
He's a leg man.
Yeah, he's pretty green. I like that.
Wow.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
You know, it's not easy.
This is all going to be on the internet.
True confessions.
True confessions.
Hi.
Hello.
Who's your crush? Oh wait, you're supposed to be asking us. Never mind.
Have there been any voiceover work that you enjoyed doing so much and you were sad when the series ended? What was it?
Every one of them. Yeah. We're sad every time a series ends.
Every time. Hate it. And hate it when your character dies in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And you can't keep continuing on.
Or you're killed while recording.
That's bad too.
Or they take it to Canada.
That's not good.
Yeah, or you can kill during recording.
All right. Yeah, that's
and
not
then
so
you're
bad.
alive.
Right. Or you get punched in the neck while recording.
Yeah, and then only your hair gets shown.
Right.
When Transformers ended,
Yes.
that was sad for us. We did 98 episodes of the original series, and we had such a good time. I mean, it was such to be in that recording studio with Frank Welker, Michael Bell, Hal, Greg Berger, who's currently signing autographs. You might want to go out there and throw him a couple of bucks.
Why isn't he here?
He needs it, apparently. Look, he borrowed lunch money from me. I don't know why.
For me,
it was a great. He
wasn't cool enough to make the great big voice panel.
You know, frequently, when we're doing animation, you're doing it by yourself because scheduling problems and that sort of thing. But back in that day, they tried to get the entire cast, and you've got a room full of, as Hal said, class clowns and wise guys and comedians and just plain smartasses. And it was bedlam back then. It was a great time, and I was sad to see that end.
Yeah, Transformers was an excellent show, and the people that were on that and G.I. Joe, because we were both doing...
Yeah, we both did.
And it's like, you had the people that you grew up with watching on television all of a sudden were guesting on your show, and you're going like, OMG, I know this guy, and now I'm working with him, and he's saying hello to moi.
Yeah, he was Jaime the Robot on Get Smart. He was. That was Dick Gautier.
Dick Gautier.
And, a lot of the people that we grew up with ended up being guest stars on the show, and it was a lot of fun for us. Plus, we were a heck of a lot younger and easily impressed.
Do you remember the Transformers movie?
Oh, do you remember the Transformers movie? Yeah. Not the Bay movies, but the original.
Orson Welles went out. He came in with doing the whole thing about the invasion. War of the Worlds is what brought him in, and then he ends up in Transformers, and he's a world that devours other worlds. I think that's about full circle, but
he died.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to be in the room when he was there.
No.
But the people that were from all the different companies were lying in Studio 2 on the floor with the lights off, looking over the edge of the wall through the glass, watching Orson Welles record. I walked into the room right after he got done, and it was like there was the snifter with a bottle of Perrier beside it, and there was this mic set up and this huge chair, And you could feel the presence of the Great One. I don't get into bed for less than 100,000.
Yeah, fun.
Oh yeah, and to answer your question from earlier, if I had a fictional crush on anyone, it says Shomaru from Inuyasha.
All right. Say it again.
It says Shomaru from Inuyasha.
Gesundheit.
Shomaru.
Anime.
Hi there.
So
hello.
I remember you from, earlier. Yes, from earlier. Yeah. All right, so
I remember him from later.
Yeah, and in the future.
I don't remember you yet.
We actually played Celebrity Password earlier, and
He won.
You want to go up?
You saw me in the future. I was great, wasn't I?
Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
am great, right?
Zombie wolf.
Okay, anyways, what was I about to say?
We don't know.
Okay, cool. This
You want me to?
is kind of just out of curiosity. This question is out of just curiosity, my bad. Do you have a favorite DC superhero? If so, which one is it?
Flash. Love the Flash. As a matter of fact, kids, I wore a Flash costume 2 Halloweens ago, and I think I pulled it off pretty damn well. There's pictures online.
Oh, I want to see.
I thought it was Flasher.
Oh yeah, I get them confused sometimes. No, Flash had the coolest costume.
He did. Yellow shoes, red with a lightning
with the lightning bolt around the waist and the wings on the side. Awesome.
I would say DC, eh?
DC specific.
DC specific?
I have no idea.
Okay, well then,
You're gonna broaden it?
I'm gonna broaden this out.
You want to Marvel?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Marvel, and I like the Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah, awesome.
He didn't have a great outfit, but he had a surfboard.
And wear like little undies or something, right?
I never expected the comic book that closely.
Ooh, nice undies.
Remember Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen? From Watchmen?
Woo!
He was all there, my friends.
The Watcher.
The Watcher?
The Watcher.
No, Watchmen.
No, there was a character named the Watcher.
In Watchmen?
No, in all of Marvel Comics.
Hal always used to confuse me when we were together before.
The Watchman.
The Watchman.
That was the Jewish one. I'm the Watchman.
The Watcher. He was called the Watcher. In Marvel, he was
And all he did was he told stories of other worlds.
He stood on the moon, he had a big head, and he would tell you stories.
All day long, I watch. I'm a watchman. Wanna buy a watch?
What time is it?
I don't know. Suddenly I'm Dracula.
Yes.
Richard, what's your favorite character, Richard?
DC, I will go with Batman. Batman and Superman. That's Superman for me, Ultimate. And then for Marvel, I'm going to go with the X-Men, which I just love.
All of them?
All of them. All of them. X-Men series is my thing.
I prefer Spawn.
Hi.
Hello.
This question's for Zim.
He's not here!
What are your thoughts on the Zim and Dib/Perry?
These are my thoughts. No!
Hi guys. I have 2 questions.
Start with the second.
All right, I'll start with the second.
Yes.
Rick, right?
Ricky. Hi, it's me. Hi. How's it going?
Well, it's actually for the both of you. How do you compare? Like, I want to say, from the time of Tom and Jerry to how we have the cartoons now. Do you kind of miss or wish that there was a way to like make them both together, and
talking styles?
Yeah, like in style, I see the cartoons now and I don't really get them. Maybe it's because I'm old enough, but
I understand what you're asking. For me, I like classic cartoons. I like things like Popeye. I like Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny.
I don't see anything else like on Cartoon Network
or anything like that. I mean, Billy and Mandy, to me, I still found really funny, and Invader Zim.
Are you talking visually or
visually, comedy-wise? Because I was like, you know, I see Adventure Time, and I don't get it.
I love Adventure Time. That's my favorite show right now. But I was also a background painter on Invader Zim. I painted 700 backgrounds on the show, and I actually grew up loving to paint like the original Tom and Jerry MGM cartoons. Those are my. If I could make a show nowadays, I would have it be more like, as far as the backgrounds go, painted like that. But as far as like humor, if you were to take any of the humor of Adventure Time or even Zim and put it back 40 or 50 years, you'd probably just the backgrounds. I mean, just the designs would look different. It wouldn't. I don't think you would. There's a lot of what like Bugs Bunny would do in the 50s and 60s that is very similar to the kind of humor that Zim would have. It's just different flavor of visual.
I like a lot of the randomness of stuff. Like I'm a big fan of like Beavis and Butthead and Family Guy. I like those things. Crack me up. And you know, I know it's not like when Brian or Stewie just like vomit for 40 seconds. At first you're like, ugh, and then you're like, and then you're like, okay.
I think you could still get a little bit like that from Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons.
Yes.
Hello, I have a question for all of you. Being an actor myself, I was wondering, when you guys get like hoarse, like in your voice starts...
Like the one behind you?
Whoa, back up a second,
Just like
Horse is a horse, of course.
A horse.
Like, when you guys start to like lose your voice, how do you like keep going? Like, yeah.
Honey and lemon.
Yeah, lots of honey.
It's really tough, and you guys have done these too. I'm sure that we have the video games now. Generally, we're in a room by ourselves. It's not a sort of big cast, and it's a 4-hour session, and there's a lot of dying and yelling and screaming and
that's before we record.
I literally, yeah. That's just in the lobby.
That's just the audition.
And that's really rough on your voice, as a matter of fact. And I actually have to wait a couple of days before I can do anything anymore because it really does tear your voice up. But I think the best thing is honey and lemon with a little tea. Why, you having trouble?
No.
Yep.
It just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
That could be puberty. Your voice might be changing.
Keep it G.
That's health.
Yeah.
That's life.
Loved,
it's not G,
by the
not
way,
that.
you with the microphone, loved your work in The Godfather.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Really good. Yeah. Warhorse was awesome too.
Yeah.
Let's say here.
I have a question.
So we can say here.
You know, so was Mr. Ed.
He's in the right place, isn't he?
Yes, you certainly are.
Oh, Wilbur.
Where do you think animation will be 10 years from now?
Oh, it's back there.
Where do we think?
Where do you think animation will be 10 years from now?
Turn around so everybody can see what you're doing. He's eating the microphone, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we could go so many places if this wasn't a family show.
Boy, if this wasn't a family show.
Come back later. If I could turn back time.
Well, what do you guys think? Because you guys are working a lot of the current shows. Where are we headed?
10 years from now.
More
10 years
crazier?
you know what? Animation goes in cycles. If you notice that like a lot of the shows right now, they're not as, like in our breakdowns that we get, most of our breakdowns, which are the descriptions of the characters we audition for, 98% of them these days say, looking for real and natural, not cartoony, not over the top. So a lot of the cartoons you see today are just like, you know, everyone's normal voices, they're natural voices, and it's not too zany. But that'll go on for like another couple of years, and eventually we're starting to see more looking for cartoony, looking for more over-the-top stuff.
Right.
So animation has always been cyclical like that. Sometimes they'll be very zany and crazy, and then they'll be more real, like things like they started doing on MTV, like Daria, years ago, and Adventure Time has really natural voices, like really normal, and so does Real.
Bravest Warriors?
Yeah, Bravest Warriors and a lot of those things. So, I mean, you'll always have your superhero stuff, and that'll always be that kind of stuff that these guys do more so than I do, unless it's the evil villain guy, because I don't have the dulcet tones that these guys have. But as far as where it's going, it'll be cyclical. It'll be real natural for a while, and then we'll get zany again. And then there'll be reboots of everything that we've done.
I think it's going to be a lot of digital.
Yeah, I was going to say digital is
but,
a lot of Pixar stuff.
I think you're going to have a lot. I think you're going to have fewer. They won't go away, but you'll have fewer creator-driven animation for a while, and you'll see more of the product-driven animation, more of the stuff like DreamWorks does, based off of a movie type thing, or based off of a toy line like My Little Pony or something. That was something that was big, especially the toy line thing, that was big in the 80s, but in the 90s and the 2000s, it was more creator-driven. But I think you're going to see fewer creator-driven for a while, at least.
For a while.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's Brandon again. So, for all of you once more, who was your biggest influence, like, in your career at all? Like, biggest influence?
Like, for voice?
Yeah, for anything.
I would say, Jim Henson stuff. I love the Muppets. I adored the Muppets. Fantastic.
Don Adams, Get Smart, was a huge influence on me. Inspector Gadget, yeah. Early comedians like Abbott and Costello, the Three Stooges, and of course Laurence Olivier.
I started out as an actor. I went to American Academy of Dramatic Arts, and I kind of started that route.
And look how you ended up.
And look how I ended up. All that money and all those Shakespeare classes.
For nothing.
And but when I was a kid, I would watch a lot of the old black and white movies from the 30s and 40s, and that was really a lot of my influence of wanting to be an actor in the first place. Were things like even in the 50s, Streetcar Named Desire, or It's a Wonderful Life, Dodsworth, from the 1939. One of my favorite movies, Dodsworth, if you ever get to see it. But anyway, I like the old movies, so that kind of got me started into acting.
I was fortunate when I was in Hollywood. A lot of the great ones were still alive. My mentor was Dawes Butler. I also worked with Howard Morris, who was in your show of shows and was, it's me, it's Ernest T. Bass. And he'd throw the brick through the window on Mayberry. Jim Henson, big one, and Bert Burtis, who taught me a lot about comedy radio. Those are my main mentors.
I watched a lot of TV as a kid, and I loved the Dick Van Dyke Show. He was so great. I thought such a great physical comedian, and the high point of my career was being able to work with him for 2 weeks on Diagnosis Murder. It was like I just sat at his feet for like 2 weeks and said, "Tell me stories about you and Laura and Richie."
Did he trip when you were standing in the
Yes, he tripped
around you?
Every time he came into the room, he'd trip over an ottoman. It was very strange. Boom.
End scene.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we have one more surprise left for you.
Uh-oh.
All right, Hal brought a computer file in that we've done absolutely no testing on, so it may or may not run the first time we play it. All right, but while he's queuing that up, and I'm going to fill a little bit of time, how about a big round of applause for the great big voice actor panel? A couple of these guys did not know they were on the Great Big Voice